Alright guys, we did a little more detailing on the cockpit since the last time we met. I made some scratch built seat belts using masking tape and mylar film. I used the silver mylar film to make the buckles, and obviously the masking tape to make the belts themselves. Cut them down into thin strips and super glued them in place, and cut basic shapes for the buckles because it's inside the cockpit. We did a little sidewall detail painting. Got some of the knobs and levers painted up. Some of the trim wheels. Again, you won't hardly be able to see them once the cockpit is put together. Painted some of the control boards. Put a few colored switches on there. Again, a lot of this you won't be able to see once the canopy is on. Here's our instrument panel with the supplied decal, which is a really nicely detailed decal to go on there, and it fit perfectly over the dials that were on there. We started putting together the fuselage. Again, no problems anywhere. It just fit up like a glove, including the guard on top of the instrument panel, as well as the panel in the back of the cockpit. Just fit in perfectly. You can see with the cockpit installed, you're not going to see a whole lot, especially once the canopies are all on. Even with them open, you're not going to see just a whole lot. Took a few closer pics of the seams just to show you how well they fit together. All I took was a little light sanding to knock back a little bit of a step, and they're good to go. I mean, you're seeing a little bit of dark color from actually where I put the marker on, just so I could see the seams. But other than that, so there's no filler in there anywhere. We've got our bomb trapeze on. Still got to put the bomb window in, so where the pilot could look through the floorboard and look out the bottom of the plane. There's a little bit of detail on the front intake grill. So far, that's the only filler we used on the kit, was the sink marks on the back side of the prop. And we test fit the bottom of the wing to the fuselage, and you can see it's near perfect. You couldn't ask for much more. And once you put the little glue in there and that seam fills up, it'll look just like a regular panel line. And the same thing at the front. The pieces just fit together perfectly. Here we've started gluing everything together. As you see there, the wing root, once glued, it just matched up perfectly. Again, you're looking at it there before the glue was put in, and again on the other side. Yeah, I think the next picture shows both sides before the glue was applied. And that's how tight they fit before ever putting any glue in there. Same thing on the fronts of the wing, where the top and bottom went together. It was just a slight step where the top and bottom pieces met together, and we just sanded that down a little bit. A little more pronounced on this wing here, but all it took was a little bit of sanding, and it's all gone. Let's see here, we should show the post-sanded wing here in a second. There we go. That's the wing after sanding a little bit. And so those joints are just basically gone. Okay, now we got the wing roots glued in. see that they just fit up just like they were meant to. And the bottom, where the wings meet the fuselage, again, once the glue was put in, and if it gets sanded over lightly, you're never going to see anything. Got the horizontal stabilizers and their struts put in. Here we got the prop painted and put together. And that pretty much brings us up to date. And here's a little live video for you guys. Hey guys, we're back with the next update on our Monogram Pro Modeler Ju87 Stuka. You've seen from some of the pictures in the video, or if you followed on Google Plus, this house to gal kit is just, it goes together like a dream. There is been no body filler needed on any of the fuselage parts at all. The only part that needed any filler at all was on the back of the prop blades. There was a sink mark on each one, and that's normal. Almost every kit I've ever built, on the back side of the prop blades there's always a sink mark to be filled. See, there's just no seams. The wing roots went together perfectly. I did do a little light sanding here and there. Well, prints didn't quite meet up, but I get that in the light. There's no. The wing roots are just perfect. The wings, the front leading edge, I had to sand a little bit to cover up where the seam with the slightest bit of step that just filled in and gone. Same thing on our wheel pants. Let me see if I can get her focused in here good. There's no seam, just a little bit of sanding on them, and they're good to go. I got the tire painted, masked off. Got our canopy or cockpit masked off. Here's our other one. Look at that. So yeah, I sanded it a little bit, but even on the bottom side, that's how good the fit is. Our bomb here was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces just to build one bomb. And again, it's a great fit. No filler needed. There's your seam. The seam side is right there. And the same thing on the drop tanks. I got them both good to go. I was gonna prime today, but it's raining. The humidity is just too high. Do any priming or painting tonight. Hopefully I'll be able to get some done tomorrow. If not, I guess it'll be the weekend. So yeah, that's the next step, is get this in primer, along with all the extra odds and end parts like the dive slats, the drag brakes. Haven't decided yet whether to put the siren props on. They're available for the R2 model. I've seen them with and without, and with a completely different one mounted underneath. I also got a few extra little bomblets that we won't be using. Get all that stuff primered. We got our exhaust. Got focus going here. Engine exhaust and the counterbalances. We'll get those all in primer. Got 2 sets of those. That's about it. Mask and paint the canopy. I'll probably do that by hand. Same thing, I'm painting the machine gun that goes in the canopy for the radio operator, navigator slash guy. I did drill out, I don't know if it'll show up here. I did drill out the wing gun pods, and I'm going to put a stainless steel barrel in there because the one that came with it just didn't look right. It was teeny tiny and almost non-existent. So I've got one that we're going to cut from, let's see if I can find it here real quick. I got a deal on got them off of eBay, and this happens to be the 18. Let me fix the focus here. Take it back down here. An 18 gauge syringe. I got 20 of them for like $5, $3 shipping. Get them in different sizes. It's a stainless steel tube basically. So I'll cut some off and with a little gun nubbin sticking out of there out of the stainless steel tubing. It's a little too big for this one, 18 gauge, but it's close enough for government work, and I don't want to wait the 2 weeks or whatever it took to get them to get the next size smaller. So we'll make those work. They'll look good. So that's where we're at. You saw the first part, we played around with our model air, kind of got it figured out how it was going to work. So we'll get in, we're painting this one with the model air paints with the RLM colors. It's a black green and a dark green, I believe are the colors. Yeah, black green RLM 70 and dark green RLM 71. And the underside is the light blue RLM 65. The prop spinner, the top half is RLM 25 green. We got some trim work that's in the RLM 04 yellow. And in dark gray RLM 66 for like the bomb. And part of the wheel pants, things like a few little detail parts. I haven't decided yet if I'm doing the Mediterranean. Let me get a focus on here again. I'm going to do the Mediterranean version with the rhinoceros, or do the North Africa with the palm tree. I haven't decided yet which one I'm going to do. I'm leaning towards North Africa because I kind of like having that two-tone spinner as opposed to the just a solid color. So, and that's where we're at. Got lots of still pics. I only got to work on it a couple minutes at a time, so I didn't get to do a few more short videos like I planned. But we'll do, once I get this in primer, we'll do the we'll try to do some of the masking and painting live on camera, and then we'll move right along with this build. So we'll see you on the next video, guys. Have a good night.